Hello, everyone. Welcome to the lab today. So, today's topic, as everyone who saw on the thumbnail, it's about kind of my balance prediction and as well as my Discord server, or actually mainly for my Discord server. I will go over my balance prediction at some point, but yeah, let's start with my Discord first. So, I started Twitch and YouTube about like month and a half ago, and I also created a Discord server, just like everyone else. Like Pack also has his. So let me start with my Discord server. It's just like there is some basic channels for like Discord. There's like a notification channel for every time I post videos. There's like a general chat, and there's also an experiment room chat where this is the general one. This is where like if anyone wanna ask like suggestions or recommendations on like a deck list, they can just post it here, and everyone in the server just are gonna comment on it and see, um, then do help changing something or do something to the list. And this is just like some basic. And at the bottom, there's a lab database corner where this is whenever I have like a long episode, I think there it's like worth to have like a sort of a database where I just drop things in it. Like this is about like a month ago where I do the coaching project with Sam. Like this is pretty much the links I showed him where he needed for the meta. This the list we technically built together at like during the coaching. This is like some sort of combos we find out like during um yeah for the Danger Thunder deck. And this is the link to the actual video. And same for the Noble Knights one. This is my like the picture and the profile for my Noble Knight deck from LCS4. And so does every single Noble Knight Convo video I posted in that week during that time. So yeah, this is just a cool database. I feel like when I get my channel big enough, when there's like enough content, it's always good to have like a corner where you can just go back and kind of like a menu of everything, like everything kind of big, like for everything big. So it's very good for whoever just want to find some data, find some like resources. This is a good corner. You can go and just look at it, everything you need for this. Like if you want any possible combos in Noble Knights, by the time then there's all the videos you can check. So this was just like the old things for in my server. And recently, about like a week to 2 weeks ago, I start a new corner, which is the Banlist corner. This is what you're looking at is the same thing as you look at in the thumbnail. It's a combination between my predictions and what the community wants. So let me just go over one by one. I think 2-0 to band will be Block Dragon, LP, and Link Cross. Block Dragon, we know it's the issue of the format. It's literally like the most unfair things existing in the current meta. And this card, everyone who played it know it should get addressed eventually. So that's why I think this card should get banned. LP and Link Cross are things that's already banned in OCG, which I think it will happen here. Um, like if neither of these cards getting banned, then none of the new cards gonna be even playable compared to these. Like even you put Block Dragon at one, it's still the same because you can't have so many access to Grand Knight to search it. And at that point, none of the new decks in like what's coming, Phantom Rage or even Genesis Impactors, those are not gonna be strong enough to compete in the format if these still exist. So that's why I think it's the time like where that should get banned. Close like similar reason to LP and Link Cross. Like these are changes um, that like you won't be surprised to see if it happens this way because also you already had it. Also, just because OC already had it, I feel like it's most likely gonna happen here eventually. I was actually surprised LP didn't get banned during the April format, during the April list, or even the June list, to be honest. And yeah, so this is my prediction for the band. Then for limited, Faker, Fiber, Mr. Mind, and Sanguine. Those four are my predictions. Faker to one, it's true. Faker just came back to three, but Faker, because I think the Ultra Guys Pukeri, the new level one Ultra Guys, which can link summon from your hand, is expected to come out in probably the Gold Series. So with that, three Faker is a little bit too much, or make guys a little bit too broken. So I think put Faker back to one is relatively fair. Because be honest, the deck with Precuri is actually like one Faker, three Precuri is already better than three Faker. So I think Faker should go back to one. Fiber to one, like a lot of people even argue Fiber should get banned. I don't really agree on it. Uh, Fiber, it's something like this you finally get, right? And limited Fiber will not only will make this like Fiber not the main strategy anymore, or not like Synchron Outrage where you can Fiber every turn. You only have Fiber for once. It's still the same for a lot of combo decks like Dragons and Nobles, but for like uh for like Synchron Outrage, now if your Fiber gets stopped, you just don't have anything else because your only Fiber is gone. So I think Fiber to one, like it still make like we I think the card is still allow a lot of place, a lot of possible innovation with it. So it shouldn't get banned. What made it so unfair is Link Cross. That's like my decision to ban like this pair. And put Fiber to one will significantly decrease the chance to abuse it every turn. You still have one chance, but that's the only way you can have. Mr. One, Mr. Mine. Why is this still at three? Right? Why is this haven't got limited? I don't think this card should get banned because limiting this card will turn off any strategy that's centering with this card already. So there's like not much point to really ban it. But also like limited at one, it's just only giving like all the field spell decks a possible choice. But you can't really just sit with it. You're not like you're gonna see it sometimes, but you can reliably to get it the entire time. So I think mine should get limited. Like I'm perfectly fine with Mr. Mine being at one, because then it would just be the same as almost every other single powerful one of in the format. And Scarlet Sanguine, like this is another card where I think it's a little bit too powerful. Well, could be a little bit could be a little bit too powerful after other limitations. Because think about it, Sanguine itself, you activate in the first turn, you summon a Lord. In the next turn, you're gonna banish the Sanguine to set either Conquest, Haquaro, or even the Golden Lamp Forever. No matter what happens, it's an interruption. So with this happening, Sanguine itself essentially by itself provided both Lord and one interruption. And the one interruption gonna flow into another Sanguine, right? So that's why this card is actually like worth limiting. But at the same time, like limit this card will still make the Eldritch engine completely playable, and it will not be something like, oh, Konami still want to sell the Golden Lord in the Gold series, so they're not gonna touch it. I think even Sanguine as one, the engine still function relatively the same because you still do the same thing the first like couple turns. It will significantly decrease the chance of you see this card. It also decrease the ability to like for Eldritch decks grind into late games because like the reason Outreach is so good is because they snowball into a point they start like out resourcing you. Because no decks in the format is able to grind with the deck. So I think Limit Sanguine will decrease the ability for it to grind, but at the same time still keep the whole deck like the whole engine completely playable. Like for anyone who really played the Outreach deck, you realize like Sanguine to one really doesn't impact that much. I think like last month the PPG they have the custom ban list and limited card. I actually played it with one Sanguine, and actually it feels absolutely the same, to be honest. Maybe even better because the now I get to use white, and now you have now I get to use white, so I have different names of uh, elixirs in my deck. It actually essentially made my uh, Conquest and Hakura slightly better, but that's just some random things. So next, like these four, Oviraptor, Feather Duster, Meltdown, and One Up Carrots and Mighty, along with the semis, are what I was trying to say next. It was the bandless. Like I have a voting corner where some cards I just couldn't. I was like, I'm not surprised if I see this happen, but I can't really like. I can argue for both sides. So what I was doing is I let the community to decide. I put like a voting choice, like yes or no choice. Is essentially just like some votes has ended. You can see it here. I was arguing should tour guy go back to or tour guy stay at 2, or tour guys actually done doing anything and go back to 3, right? And the majority of the people who voted say tour guy can be absolutely go back to 3. I guess the last two, including Nadir, because yeah, far from now you have to buy the third OT tour guy. Good luck. But overall, that's just some votings I have. Like for things I think it's can be argued either way. I just let the community decide, like what people really want, right? So from like the first kind of couple days, I put tour. I argue if tour guys should stay at 2 or it should go back to 3, right? Majority of people choose yes to go just go back to 3. Um, like your pathism and face stuff go to 2 because those are pretty much just like what years ago, like decks during 2015 and 16, and probably won't even do anything at now because like monitor what's the point of domain when everyone's doing Buster Lock, right? So maybe Pathism can go back to 2, even go back to 3 is like arguable. Face off as well. Yeah, you're probably gonna see Triff make a video if that actually happens. But like these are also like some debates, and everyone, majority of people think it will be fine. I also put a choice of its Intus a little bit too broken because it will like the most broken card in the whole Dogma engine was Punishment. And if your opponent goes Nadir, send the first Ensis, search Ecclesia, pop one, then Ecclesia grab Punishment, then Punishment in their turn pop another 2 monster with both Punishment and the second Ensis. Is this a little bit too unfair for like maybe the format after what I think it's gonna get hit? So that's why I made a vote asking if people think these changes should happen or should not happen. And the community decided to say, and this is probably is fine at 3. It doesn't matter. So yeah, the results shows Ensis could stay at 3. Then there's also like some other votes has ended like recently. This is like I think the Monday after the invitational. Was it? It was during it was the Sunday after the invitational end. Um, Oviraptor, it's not like the difference was not as big as the other one, but the community still agreed to limit dinos and put Oviraptor to 1. Now because the results from the invitational, maybe we could even argue like should we touch what miscellaneous instead or not. But Oviraptor, now I'm still thinking Oviraptor probably going to 1 first because OCG had it at 1 for a long time. Like because I also play OCG, so there's a lot of changes where it's like similar, like since OCG being have it, Camtasia have it. That's like the main like theme for all the votes majority of the time. Same case, we have Feather Duster. Like now we have what? Now we have 3 Evenly, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Twin Twister, a Pank, and a Reboot. right? It's not like 2014 when there's only what one MST or three MST at most. Now we have literally like 11 copies of the Feather Duster. Can we just have the real Feather Duster back? That's arguable, and majority of the community decided to say yes. So same case for like the Invoke engine, because putting Alistair one will completely just kill the engine, but put Meltdown on one will make the engine less splashable into other decks. So this is actually like a good limitation to the Invoke engine while still keep it playable. Like that's how I see those like changes. And there's still another like voting going where it's about the wind up carriers and mighty. Uh, See, this is a car that Konami probably been forgetting for a long time. Well, Konami TCG. OC had a came back limited, came back from 0 to 1, then 1 to 3, then during the April rule change, it went back to 1. But it's like, is this car really? Is this car should still get banned for that long? Uh, is it finally like good enough to bring it back? If so, do we need to put another addition limitation to it, like ban hunter, so it prevent the hand loop, along with bring the bow back, right? So that's just let the community decide what they want, and go back to banlist. So yeah, then this essentially just these changes, like these three are conformed based on the voting, and this one is still under voting. That's why there's a question mark on it. Uh, and obviously, Malkira and the Buddha Anchor, yeah. Malkira is getting errata to like almost unplayable. I think we're getting in Rage of Ra, I think. Buddha Anchor, yeah. Everyone, like, we all expected the semi limit section of the ban list just gonna be only Mali eventually, pretty much. So Widow Anchor could also go come back. Um, yeah, so this is essentially just how I use like how like my ban list gonna be, half my prediction, half the community decision. Why am I really doing this? It's like, well, first of all, I am kind of bored because now there's no more tournaments. Everyone's still under quarantine. Yes, we are playing some remote duels, but it's just remote duels, right? Also, we don't have no idea. Like the no sooner date is September 1st, but is really gonna be a list on September 1st? That's a very big question mark. Konami could just wait until what, October, November, even some people even say we won't even get a real list until quarantine ends. Which I get their point. It's possible, but it's not likely to happen because then there's no one's gonna buy the new product because nothing can beat Blocker. So the reason why I'm doing this is like these are changes I'm expecting to happen. I won't be surprised if it actually does. So, like you said, there's another tournament channel. I might in the future host some like small tournaments using this like custom ban list, and haven't planned it that much. So maybe come back for more info. But if we do, then we will have some data with these changes already. And by the time these changes actually happen, we will already have some data to help us go through the beginning phase of a format. Like if, like for example, now I'm hosting a tournament with Linkcross and Linkcross LP and Block Dragon banned, and obviously Rock, like Adamance and Pater and Dragon Link probably not gonna be playable. But how is Infernoble Knight gonna react to Zero Linkcross at this point, right? But then if like people figure it out, like now, how to play Infernoble without Link Cross, and by the time Link Cross actually get banned, then we know how to do it. We know how to react to it. So everyone will get more depth to it like much faster. So I think that's like my reason why I started this. And yeah, so if you are also interested, uh, I will put the link to my Discord server in the description down below. So yeah, feel free to join and just go to the Lab Cafe general chat and talk whatever, and remember to vote in the voting channel. And yeah, if you like content like this, like it's not even a report today, it's more like a discussion kind of. If you like this kind of content, and feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitch, especially join the Discord server, and uh, tell me, vote for the cards, and tell the community what your balance you want to have to make the game better or more fair. Right. So that's it for today. And see everyone in the lab in the future. See ya.